Welcome back, my friends, and you may have seen a video recently or not seen it. I'm putting the link in the description below, but it's been going around because it talks about how Set 2 almost killed TFT. And it sent me down a rabbit hole and looking at things from different angles, and because I generally don't watch Mort Dog's channel or follow all the TFT drama, I didn't know about any of this, and it all came from a video that Mort Dog made a while ago. And here's the important clip.
So Set 2 is the set that almost killed TFT. Set 2 was so bad, we were told we get to make Set 3, and if Set 3 wasn't successful, we would have to stop making TFT.
Now, I found this all a little shocking because Set 2 was one of my favorites. It's Set 2 and Set 6, but he's talking about from a player base angle, and I found this on Reddit, and it shows what the player numbers were for each set. So from that, it looks like, yes, Set 1 was pretty good, Set 2 there was a huge fall off, and then boom, Set 3 came in and saved the day. But there's so much that bothered me, because why didn't Set 6.5 kill TFT if its numbers were lower than Set 2? And was it that Set 3 saved TFT, or did something else happen? And if you haven't already, I encourage you to watch the video I'm referencing, because that person goes through all the things that were fantastic about Set 2, all of the crazy builds, all of the fun. It really was a fun set. But I want to go back to the concept of Set 3 saving TFT, and let's just look at a couple of things and wonder if it was the set or if some otherworldly forces got involved. So it is going to be pretty important to note what date was Set 3 released. And of course we can go to Google for that answer and see what it says, and March 18th, 2020. And I just feel like maybe there was something that happened in around March of 2020 that had everyone staying at home looking for things to do. Am I suggesting that Mort Dog orchestrated the entire global pandemic just to save his game? No, of course not. That would be ridiculous. How could you even think that? But I do think that the claim that TFT was over after Set 2 if things didn't improve greatly is over-exaggerated. Because as I dove down this rabbit hole, while I found that Set 3 did have overall more players, it seemed that those players were a lot less dedicated. So let me show you how I got there. And I apologize, but this is going to involve some math. So what I did is I grabbed the stats for Steppy, who's been playing since Set 2 at the Challenger level and has made Challenger every season since. But what we can see is how many games they played and what percentage that put them in. And from that, we can figure out how many games were played total by people at that level. So here we're just looking at Challenger. And the formula we're going to use is percentage over 100 equals is over of. The only question we have is what is the of, because we know how many games it is and we know the percentage. So let's get to the math. 1.02 over 100 equals 401x. We're going to solve for x. 401 divided by 0.012 equals 39,215 games. Now I am just going to put the rest of the math up here, but you can check it for yourself, algebra.com or ChatGPT, wherever you want. The numbers are approximated because they came out to decimal points, but it was 39,000 games played in Set 2, and then a combined total of 24,548 through all of Set 3. Now this only represents people who made it to Challenger, but I ran the calculations in Gold and Platinum and Diamond and found the same trend. More games played in Set 2 than in all of Set 3. So why does all of this matter? Remember the chart that I showed you early, like 4 minutes ago? It says that Set 2 existed for 134 days, and Set 3 and 3.5 combined existed for 182 days, which you would think then meant there were more games played in Set 3 since it was more popular. But no, there were more games played in Set 2. And Riot ain't stupid, they were able to do this analysis, and I strongly suspect the conversation they had with the team was, if we see another drop, like we did from Set 1 to Set 2, it's over, but not, we have to improve it, thus Set 2 was bad. So why did I jump down this rabbit hole? Why do I care about this? Well, it kind of goes back to a video I made before about what is going on with hyperroll, and it's that I think the team keeps learning the wrong lesson from the numbers they're seeing. And Namzi Diff addressed this a little bit, but I want to address it a little bit more. Why did Set 2 fall off so many players from Set 1? The answer is frighteningly simple, and it's not because Set 2 wasn't good. Set 1 was a brand new thing. A lot of people tried it out, they started to learn it, they started to get used to it, they started to play it. Then Set 2 came along and everything was different, and a lot of the people went, well, I don't want to learn this all over again. I don't feel like trying to figure it all out. It was like a whole new game appeared, and a lot of them dropped off simply for that reason. The people who stuck around, myself included, got more into it than they were before because the set was better than the previous set. Then Set 3 comes out and the world shuts down at the same time, and lo and behold, shockingly, more people decide, hey, I'll guess I'll just learn this new set. And what I liked about Set 2 the most is that you could really craft a team, especially with the elemental hexes, using them to your advantage. There was a real strategic element. Yes, there were a lot of broken comps that you could hard force, but that was part of the fun of it. If you got Nocturne with a spatula, yeah, you were probably going to do really well. But my point here is that I feel the TFT team keeps learning the wrong lesson, and that brings me to this clip.
We do want to remove hyperroll at some point and replace it with something better.
But as I've gone over ad nauseum in my own videos, the problem with hyperroll isn't that there was anything wrong with it, it's that once they added augments, it threw off hyperroll because hyperroll became the lesser of the two. And this has gotten exaggerated set after set after set until we get to the current set where it just has thrown everything off. But overall, I think the concept that Set 2 nearly killed TFT is completely off base. The math doesn't support it. I think had the decline continued from Set 2 to Set 3 and they lost another 2.5 million players, then yeah, they probably would have had a problem. But I find it really hard to believe that even if they had just matched their Set 2 numbers, that 5 million people playing a game was not good enough for them. Either way, Set 2 remains one of my favorite sets, and the takeaway for me is that I'm sad because it's probably not ever going to show up in a revival because they think it was bad. That's all. Hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have an absolutely awesome day.